Hi everyone, I'm back with the new video. So आज के इस वीडियो में we will talk about what are React agents and we will also do some basic coding related to React agent using Langchain. This video will be the continuation of the previous video. So if you haven't watched how we can create a basic agents into the Langchain, please go to previous video in the same playlist and you will get to know how we can create a basic agent, access a chart models, and we can give prompt to those models, those agents to get some response. So that is what we have discussed in the last video. In this video, it will be purely about a React agents, that what are a React agents and what are the idea behind these React agents, and we will also talk how these React agents are much more beneficial than the previous models like reasoning only and action only models. Okay, and the chain of thought models. Please stay connected within this video till the last. Okay, so in this React prompting or this React agent, it is all about reasoning and action. Okay, so here you could see that we have two different prompting or two different type of prompting, that is reasoning only and action only. Okay, so what they have did, they have basically increased or advanced the way of prompting. So initially what we are doing some standard prompting, like when we ask some questions and based on that questions what we do, we simply get the answers from the LLMs. So that is what we do. So what we have done, we have increased or advanced this prompting model to the chain of thoughts. Then we have advanced our prompting technique to reasoning and action modeling. Okay, so before understanding this reasoning and action model, let's understand what is a reasoning model. Okay, so this is a reasoning model where before giving any answer, LLMs do the reasoning upfront. Okay, it do some sort of reasoning, and based on that reasoning it gives the answer. Okay, this would give a better result than the other sort of standard models. Okay, so let's understand the standard prompting using this particular example. In this particular example, Roger has five tennis balls and he buys two more cans of tennis balls. Each can have three tennis balls, and how many tennis ball does he have? Okay, so here he asks some question here. Here in this particular prompting technique, we are getting the answer directly. In such type of a prompting technique, we call it as standard prompting. Okay, similarly in this particular chain of thought prompting or the reasoning only prompting, what we do some kind of reasoning first. Okay, the Roger has with five balls of two can of three tennis balls, each is six balls. So basically what it does, it do some kind of reasoning upfront before giving the answer, and once the reasoning is being done, it provides the answer. This is called chain of thought prompting or reasoning only prompting. Okay, so this is how this particular reasoning only and standard prompting works, and that is why the chain of thoughts prompting result is much more better, okay, than this particular standard prompt. Now in case of standard prompting, whenever we give prompts to an LLM, it first gives the answer, and after that it does the justification or it gives the justification. But when it comes to reasoning prompting, what it does, it does the reasoning upfront, and after that it gives some answer based on that thoughts or based on that reasons. So this is what we have done in this particular reason model. When it comes to this action model, what in this action model, the way of the idea is that we will perform some type of action. Okay, let's suppose someone ask about that where did Gandhiji born. So what it do, it will go to the web search, and it will use a tool for that, and it will get the data from the Wikipedia and do some actions, and it will do some action and get some observation from there. And once the observation came, it will give the observation to this particular LLM. Okay, this is what it does with the action only. Okay, now we have another paradigm of thinking where when we have to do some actions on an environment, and then based on that environments, whatever observations we get, we need to do some reasoning on that particular observations. So for this particular scenario, we will be using this particular React, where we have to do reasoning as well as actions as well. let's suppose if we have a LLM, and we are asking this LLM, okay, we are asking this LLM to get the information about your code. Let's suppose if you have a finance code, and you have a GitHub repository, and you have a code here, okay, you have a git code. So what you will do, you will have a git code here. So what you will do, you will ask the LLM, you will give some prompt particular LLM, and based on that prompt, what you will ask, you will ask some questions about your particular application, okay, and that particular application is being inside an environment, okay, it will be inside the environment. So in this case, what we need to do, we need to do or perform some action, okay. So we give prompt to this LLM, we need to perform some actions, okay, we need to perform some actions here. We have to go to GitHub repository, get the data from here, and go here. Then we will get some observations, okay, we will get some observations here, and based on that observation, what we will do, we will do some other reasonings, okay. So this is how a reasoning model or a react model works, okay. So what we have done, we are giving some prompt to this particular LLM, and based on that LLM, it do some reasoning, it does some reasoning and get the data there, okay, it does some reasoning and give the data there into LLM, and the LLM asks to do some actions. Let's suppose in this case, we are hitting into the GitHub repository, and we get some observations here, and we provide those observations to this LLM. This LLM will use these observations to do some other reasoning, okay, another chain of reasoning, okay. So this will be a chain of thoughts, but this chain of thoughts will be like, it is a multiple short chain of thoughts, okay. So for example, here you could see, let me show you. Okay, so this is the reasoning model. So we have some thoughts, and based on that thoughts, it is giving. So the idea is, aside your Apple remote, what other device can control the program Apple remote was originally designed to interact with. So it will do some thought, it can give the answer here, okay. So this is the a single thought chain of thoughts, okay, in a single shot. But in this particular React models, you could see there is a thought 1, there is a thought 2, there is a thought 3. So here we have multiple we have multiple chain of thoughts. So this is how a reasoning or a React model works, okay. So this let's understand this